Hey y'all, welcome back to a new video. So a while ago, I got this blush in a subscription box and she gorgeous. I don't quite know how to describe this color, but it's absolutely beautiful. What I don't like is the formula. So it says it's a matte, like you can even see there, it's not matte. It's got a lot of reflective backing. It's it's moisture that creates that kind of effect. But even as you try to blend it out, you can see it's just picking itself up. It's patchy. It's not settling in. It's picking up on all of the like pores and little baby hairs I have on the back of my hand. So I very much do not like this formula. So today we're going to play with fixing it. Well, not fixing it. We're gonna do some swatching and seeing if I have or have purchased anything that can rival this color. Now, I have been through Sephora, I have been through Ulta, I have been through the drugstore, and I found a couple that are in like a similar family. One of these is a blush I actually used up recently, but there's still enough left in there to swatch it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to swatch all of my blushes to see if any of them compare to this color. And then we'll go through all of the specifics of how I landed on yeah, we'll talk about it. I'll take you through the whole saga. But first, I need to separate my cream blushes out of this bin that has cream and powder. And I'm just going to do all of my blushes, even the ones I know are not going to be in the running. I just want to swatch them all. It's that kind of day. Still getting used to this new camera position. Okay. So in order for me to consider a blush a dupe, needs to meet a couple criteria. Needs to be a cream, preferably not a balm. And some of these blushes are similar colors. There we go. But the ones that are similar are also balms. I want a cream or a liquid, something that will dry down. And I want it to be a close enough dupe. So we're going to lay these out. I'm going to sort these by formula, and then we will get to swatching. We're going to hold off on swatching all of these guys until after I've swatched, because these are going to be the closest. I want to swatch these after I've swatched everything else so that we have a point of comparison. Maybe that's bonkers. I don't know. I don't know. First thing I'm going to do, big swatch. Big swatch right down the arm so that we have a reference. All right. These are all of my Salt New York balm blushes. I love what Salt New York has done. I love this brand, but I have of late been eschewing these balms because they're balmy. They don't dry down. They're not meant for all day wear, which is fine. But this is the closest I have been able to find. And this is Sunburn. This is a lip and cheek tint. So we have the first one is Terracotta, which I don't believe they make anymore. Sunburn, Persimmon. Yes, Persimmon. All right, that is Sparkling Peach. Is nowhere near close. Is nowhere near close. And we're gonna do these cool toned. I don't remember what this one is called. Spice. Oh, I remember loving this blush back in the day. Look at it. See, this is really making me remember what I loved about these blushes, despite the formula. And the formulas are nice, they're just not what I need in this day and age. Okay, so we have spice, mauve, it's mauve, slightly cooler toned. This is rose, and I believe that last one is maple. Yeah. So I don't think we have any, exact matches. The closest we've got is sunburn. All right, let me swatch these other balms and then we'll get into the rest of the creams. I don't know if this is technically a balm. It feels like it, but it's got a little bit more grip and a little bit more tenacity. This is from Merit Beauty. This is one of their flush balms. So they do advertise them as a balm. I'm not going to get a dense enough swatch just using the whole thing. So, and you can see it's very beige. It's a really beautiful color. This is actually one that I pulled out of the declutter bin and wanted to give another shot. But it does not fit the brief. This is from Bosma. This is one of their cream blushes in mauve. This is a really beautiful formula. Again, like the salt, I would compare it to the Salt New York happily. It's their mauve is a little more purple, whereas the Bosma mauve is a little more pink, but none of them are a match for the one that I am looking to do. What do we got? Let's do these pots. I've got a bunch of these pots and I don't think that any of them are necessarily going to fit the bill, but we'll give them a shot. Okay, here we have the 5 blushes from Khaki Reviews Beauty and Finding Ferdinand. I really love this formula. It is the opposite of the balmy. Yeah, it's the opposite of that balmy thin formula. Like they're thin for a cream, but they've got some richness to the color saturation, and they do actually dry down. But Sunrise is actually not bad. I thought this was a lot cooler. Okay, I will have to pull that one out as a possibility. Macchiato is going to be too orange. We know this. But we do it anyway because it's fun, and that way we do the whole job and we can be sure at the end of the day that we did our best. So this is Olay, as in with milk, not like Olay. Oh, and my much beloved latte. I have been on a similar dupe hunt for this blush, and it's just, I can't find it. It is so pale and so desaturated that it's hard to find something like that. And I never thought that I would really love a blush like this, but I do. We're going to toss in this one from Phytosurgents. This is Fume. It's going to be too cool toned. This is more purple beige, whereas these are like cool tone beige. This one is very much beige. So the only one out of this group that is even a possibility is Sunrise. So we'll set that one aside. Okay, where are we going next? Let's do liquid. We have Virtue from Rare Beauty. No, I'm not a giant. This is a mini. And honestly, I don't like how small it is, but I really like the amount of product. It doesn't feel overwhelming compared to something like this. Yeah, that's Virtue. It's going to be way too orange. Hope. Yeah. Hope is a pink. It is a beautiful beigey pink. I have no problems with this blush, but I do not think it is a dupe. By the way, I don't think I mentioned what this is. This is one of the Nude Sticks Nudie Matte all over face and blush color in the shade Sunset Strip. So this is what we're looking for. This is what we're on a dupe hunt for. Going on a dupe hunt. Uh-oh, there's a river. Can't go under it. Can't go over it. Gotta go through it. The preschool teacher in me is coming out. Oh no, we don't want that. Oh no. Okay. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. It's gonna be too beige. Still beauty. Beauty. Another mini. I really like the size of this mini though. It doesn't feel overwhelming. Okay, so I just talked about this in one of my recent videos. This is the Bloom Effects Tulip Tint in Stroopwafel. I just like saying Stroopwafel. Oh no, it's far too red. It's got a lot more red than the one that we're trying to do. Yeah, compared to the Nude Sticks, it's almost magenta. All right, another Bloom Effects Tulip Tint, this in Crispa Coral. I have had this one for a while and I like it. I like it a lot. It's really bright and pretty, but it's far too orange. You know, I might be able to mix these two and get something similar. We're going to set that aside. We're going to set these aside and play with them together when we're done swatching. ABH is going to have to stand in the corner because she's not behaving herself. Another Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in Pink Pop. I mean, if there's one thing you can say about these blushes, it's how smooth and even and creamy. Like, there are some formulas that Charlotte Tilbury just knocks out of the park, and this is one of them. All right, last candidate. Nope, we've got two more. So we have ABH Latte, which I bought as a stand-in for Finding Ferdinand Latte, but it is nowhere near the one we're trying to dupe. It is gorgeous. It is an absolutely gorgeous blush. It's unlike anything else I have. All right, we then have Rituel de Fille, the Inner Glow Cream Pigment in Lust, which is my OG raisin makeup. My OG piece of raisin makeup. And I love it, but it's nowhere near that. All right, we then have this one from Honest Beauty, which is Lush Lilac. I bought this during the lilac blush craze earlier this summer. I don't know how I feel about it. It's very pretty, but I just don't. It's not. Um, it's not similar at all. It's not similar at all. I'm debating calling this video also a declutter. I'm gonna do my declutters later. We're gonna swatch and then I'll make decisions after I watch the footage. But that is Honest Beauty. So these are the candidates, and I think I do want to play with mixing the tulip tints and see what kind of color we get from those. So these are the two that the three that we just swatched. These are 5 other blushes that I thought might, and I did purchase these as part of this dupe hunt. So we'll see what actually sticks and what I pass on. I know there's at least 2 blushes in this set that I'm going to be passing along. All right, I want the Nude Sticks blush again because we're going to really build up this swatch. All right, there we go. So all of these blushes fit the bill as far as formula goes. They're either a liquid or a cream, and they dry down. So let's start with the couple that I know just aren't going to work. I have this one from ColourPop. This is, what is this shade? Super Shy. This is Super Shy from ColourPop. I literally was walking all around the store with an Ulta employee, and I know that looks similar, but it's much more cool toned. It's a lot more pink, and it does the same thing that the Nude Sticks formula does. It picks itself up, it drags itself, it does not stay in, it doesn't stay in place. So even if it's a similar color, I don't want to keep this because it's going to do the same thing, and I don't need that frustration. Um, let's talk Danessa Myricks. This is one that I actually marked as finished earlier this year, but I thought it might work for this. So this is one of her Vision flushes in the shade Ballet Slippers. And honestly, if there is a blush that I'm going to, oh, okay, might be a little bit more. That may be one, this may be why I love this Nude Sticks blush, because the color just feels right. It is a little bit more orange than the Nude Sticks that's a little more coral, but it's just another, you can see how rich the pigment is. It's not streaky, it dries down evenly, but it is too orange to go in this. So this is going to go back in my empties. I'm going to clean it out and take it to a packed collective box. Move these off camera, they're kind of visually distracting. This is one of the Pixi On the Glow Blush Tinted Moisture Stick. I have been curious about this formula for a long time. And let's just say that this has quenched my curiosity. It's much more coral. It really just does not stand up to the ABA or to the Nude Sticks. Honestly, and all the time I've had this, I've yet to put it on my face. So maybe I should do that and report back. But this is not in the running for the dupe hunt. We then have 2 more Phytosurgence blushes. I love Phytosurgence blushes. I love the formula. The one that I really thought was going to be a dupe was Ember. Because looking at the swatches, it looks very similar. It's maybe a little orange. It's maybe a smidge orange. We then have Singe, which I bought because it's so pretty. And I think this may be the closest we're going to get. So there you've got, this is still just a little bit more coral, but I think when they're blended out, they'll give a similar effect. And the Phytosurgence dries down. It's a cream. It's also an indie brand, whereas Nude Sticks is just everywhere. So I really do prefer supporting them. I obviously prefer this formula to the end, to the moon and back. I love these blushes. So right now the leading contender for an actual dupe is Singe from Phytosurgence. let's swatch Sunrise from Finding Ferdinand. So I think it's similar. It's just too light. It's got too much beige in it. You know, if it were to have less white and the pigment was really turned up, I think it could work, but it's not it. We are gonna mix these tulip tints. We're gonna mix Stroopwafel and Crispa Coral. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of Stroopwafel. Stroopwafel. I just can't help but say it that way. It's so much fun. And Crispa Coral. We're gonna swatch both of these. And I'm not really like measuring a ratio. I'm just getting what kind of squeezes out of the tube. But I can tell you this needs more pink. I think if I took the time to really mix these, um, and really and use like a really specific ratio, I could get a color similar to this. I think so. But as far as a one and done goes for this dupe hunt, it's gonna be Singe. It's gonna be Singe. Which is this blush. So let's wipe my arm off. All right, so that's the nude. The nude sticks is staying where it is. Let's do a nice big swatch of Singe. So, whereas the nude sticks comports itself to be a matte, and like that's been on my arm for a while, it's still not dry and it's still shiny. That means it's not a matte. Okay? Can we have some understanding of what the term matte versus glossy means? Like it's more of a satin, but it's not matte. And that's what really cracks me up about this. So I think I think Singe is the answer here. It's the right kind of formula. It dries down. It's a cream. It's not I want to swatch this against Sunrise just because I'm curious. Yeah, Sunrise is in the same family. It's maybe a little bit more beige, a little bit more desaturated. Not Sunrise, Sunburn. Sunburn from Salt, New York. Not Sunrise, which is from Finding Ferdinand. Yeah, it's a gorgeous color. I want this in a blush that is not a balm. But this is the important stuff. This is the swatching and the comparing. I think this is the closest I'm gonna get to this shade. And honestly, I like this one better. I like the depth. I like that it's blurring. It doesn't pick itself up. It dries down. It's an indie brand. And those those traits are very much what I'm looking for in this hunt. I think I found two that will serve. They will give a similar effect without the formula problems of this blush. I found a dupe, a dupe. I found a dupe in Singe from Phytosurgents. I gotta tell you, I looked all over Sephora. I went in there in the middle of a weekday when there was nobody else in store, and the entire team of associates was swatching blushes. They were like, They could not find in any in any of their formulas, they could not find a blush that was a similar color. You know, given how wide blush ranges are, I'm surprised. There may be one that I didn't see. I swatched a bunch from Rare Beauty. I did the legwork here. So that is where we're gonna end it. Is, is Singe the perfect dupe for this Nude Sticks blush? Probably not. But as far as the properties that are important to me, it suits the bill. It fills the brief and it does what I need it to do, which makes me pretty happy because I have used so much of this blush. I think I've used like half of it just swatching it, maybe a third, just swatching it because I don't really intend to use it. I don't like the formula. That's why we're doing this. It's been fun. It really has. This has been a very interesting learning process. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you are new here and you made it this far, welcome. My name is Rachel. I'm an artist. I'm neurodivergent. I'm disabled. And that is the lens through which I view beauty, makeup, skincare, all of that stuff. That is that is at the forefront of my content. I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves so you can take care of each other. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, friends.